Welcome to Totally Naked Movie Reviews, where we review today's top movies, stripping them down to their bare essentials and exposing any faults they may have. Today we look at It. So I did enjoy It. I thought It was a good movie. It was horrifying. It was funny. It had a great cast. It was shot amazingly. And all around, I thought It was worth my money. So let's just get into the summary. Of course, It was a Stephen King novel, and now they brought it to the big screen. And it's about a shape-shifting creature that lives in the sewers of this small town in Maine called Derry. And it's feeding on the town's children. It makes them afraid of it, and then it eats them. And it's up to a small group of kids to take it down. And as far as, I read the book, and I saw the miniseries in the 1990s. But I do think that the movie was a faithful adaptation of the Stephen King book. The book is 1,100 pages. There was a lot of stuff they left out, particularly the way the story is in the book is they start out as kids, and then It returns 30 years later, so they kind of bounce around back between when they were taking it on as a kid and now when they're going to take it on as adults. The movie just focuses on the storyline of them being kids taking on It, which most people think is a better part of the book than and the miniseries than the adult stuff. But we'll see if they do a sequel. Anyway, like I said, they just follow the kids. I thought it was a pretty faithful adaptation. They kept the characters pretty much the same, story pretty much the same, and of course they did cut out a lot of stuff, but I was satisfied with it. Actually, the biggest thing is the stuff in the book, the stuff that when they were kids is set in the 1950s, whereas in this one it's set in the 1980s, but it didn't seem to be a problem. Okay, so let's just get into the movie itself. Like I said, I thought the cast was wonderful, and you have to keep in mind this is about kids taking on It, so the adults, they're not in there a whole lot, except for the one who plays It. But the kid actors, I thought their performances were just wow, pretty powerful. And they're playing kids in the 1980s, and they're acting like kids, but at the same time they have to face all these adult situations. I mean, they've got this shape-shifting monster that's in the sewers, killing off all the kids. But at the same time, some of them are dealing with abusive parents, the death of a brother, and just being the shit always being kicked out of them by the local bullies. And like I said, the performances are wow. The one that stands out is the kid who played Eddie, the hypochondriac with the asthma. He's always taking pills. I liked his character. I liked the way the kid played him. And there's a scene in the movie where he realizes that everything his mother was telling him about his condition was bullshit. And he just throws down his asthma thing and he goes, "Do you know what this is? This is a gazebo. It's bullshit." And of course, he meant placebo, but it was pretty funny. And I was wondering, is that a mistake that the kid made? Was it always a written gazebo? Was it an ad-lib? Anyway, the scene is one of my favorites. It's just the kid says it with such conviction. He's convinced that it's a gazebo and it's all bullshit. Okay, like I said, there's not too much more I can say about the kids, their acting. It was all great. Let's just get into It itself. Pennywise the Clown, which is its main form of the creature, played by Bill Skarsgård. Yeah, the son of the guy who plays the Swedish scientist in Thor. That kid. That guy. Anyway, I liked his performance, and, Elephant in the Room. Of course, we had the miniseries in 1990, and the guy who played, Pennywise in that, Tim Curry, of course, phenomenal performance. And, when you think It, everyone just thinks Tim Curry. So Bill Skarsgård had some quite big shoes to fill. I think he did it. I don't think he replaced Tim Curry. I don't think it's a matter of them being on the same level, but he made the Pennywise character his own, and I enjoyed it. It's supposed, instead of being a funny clown who's also, a monster. He was just straight up scary clown throughout the entire film. Now, no jokes whatsoever. And wow, he's a creepy clown. And he did a few things that added to it, like contorting his body. At one point, he has this eye trick where he can make his eyes look in different directions at the same time. That was cool. And all around, I did enjoy his performance of Pennywise. There is one scene I was also wondering about where, okay, so the kids go into the haunted house and they get separated. Eddie, falls through the floor, and Pennywise is about to, eat him, and he's grabbing at the kid, and all of a sudden, the two other characters who were in the haunted house, they break in, and they're trying to stop them, like, Eddie, don't be afraid, and like, it goes, oh, I'm not scary enough for you? I was like, oh, shit, that's my favorite It scene. Now, I was wondering, was that like Bill Skarsgård? Like, did he have a bad day where he was just getting so sick and tired of everyone saying, well, are you going to be as good as Tim Curry? Tim Curry was Pennywise. And he goes, I could do this shit. I mean, I'm not scary enough. And that I was wondering if that was the situation. Oh, this isn't scary enough? Like, the director was yelling, man, it's not scary enough. You're replacing Tim Curry. Oh, this isn't scary enough. You want me to make it scarier? Favorite scene. So, like I said, acting, the plot of the movie, I enjoyed just about everything. If I had a few complaints, and there's only two of them, is that with the It character, they keep doing this motion that you see in a lot of horror movies today, which I didn't like. I thought two of the kid characters were underdeveloped. Mike and Stu, or is it Stan? The black kid and the Jewish kid. They didn't do a lot with them, which I thought was a shame, because when they had like one scene with the Mike character, the black kid, talking about what scared him the most, I thought the kid delivered it pretty wonderfully. I mean, he's talking about this horrible thing that happened to him years ago as a kid, younger kid, and wow, I was impressed. So I don't see why they didn't do more with his character, especially if you read the book and you followed the miniseries. In those, his character does a lot more in terms of going over the history of the town and showing him, hey, this clown, this Pennywise, this It thing has been popping up every 27 years. Horrible shit goes down, and in the movie they changed it up where a different character was doing it, the character of Ben, the fat kid, and it was like, why did you do that? Because like. The fat kid had his own storyline that he didn't need to, take from the black kids. It's, you could have had the black kid doing the research, and then the fat kid, the chubby kid, Ben, he was still had his storyline where he's still in love with Bev, and he's the new kid in town. Here, you could have given the character of Mike more, and Stu too, but I guess they had. The group of kid characters, there's 7 of them, so I guess they only had so much time. They couldn't explore everyone in depth, so 2 of them just end up with, they're kind of there, but if they disappeared throughout the movie, you'd forget that they were there. The only other problem, you'll float too, which is a line that's said a lot in the movie. It kind of got repetitive after a while. But aside from that, I think that it was one of the best movies I've seen this year. I think that if you haven't seen too many horror movies in your life, you'll be scared. If you have, and you're kind of to the point where nothing can scare you, you'll still enjoy the film. I'm going to give it my full rating. As you know, I don't rate stars or points. I go by how much money I spent versus how much I thought the movie was actually worth it. I spent $7.50 to see it, and I think it was worth $7.50, and that's all I gotta say about it.